Oh, well, what do it do today? It's rhythm function day. You already know what it is and what it ain't. I don't know if you know this, but I've been watching Systo and Infekt for a while, and lots of different rhythm producers, and I know one thing and one thing only. MALSTROM comes up every once in a while. It seems to be something of a specialty. We're just going to get down. Then we're going to show you what I made out of this. This will be in the Patreon too if you guys want this project, but check it. Whoo, you know what it is, you know what it is. Lots of different tricks, lots of different cool things. Main thing you're going to need though is the Reason rack. It's a plugin that you can use in Ableton. Reason's a DAW, but Reason also lets you like add their amazing instruments and effects within Ableton. So that's essentially what we're doing here. Right now it's about $1 for the first month and then $20 a month after that to get all the software on a subscription basis. So it's pretty cool, pretty crazy. But we're gonna look at this right now and see what's good. This is what it looks like. Looks real confusing, but don't you worry. We're gonna make sure everything is real nice and easy for you here. In the song that you're hearing, there's multiple layers as well. So we have like this layer, this layer. This one is a wide layer. This one is a layer focused on reverb. Then we have our sub. So the sounds here are layered to make a full stereo image, a nice full frequency spectrum, but we're not going to worry about the layering. We really want to know how to set up the sound design because it's pretty difficult, and even after watching the Infekt video multiple times and practicing it, it's still not the easiest thing. So I want to try to make things easy for you guys. Remember, Infekt knows what's good. Go to his channel, watch all of his videos. He'll help you out a lot too. But this is going to be like a little rundown on everything that's good and how many options and possibilities we have. I do want to show you a little example of how many possibilities we have. So this is what we're about to make here. Right now I'm holding a note. This is the speed right here, the rate. It's on 1/4. And then down here we have this randomize button. And we can press this and basically have infinite sounds. And this is what we're going to be making today. Now hear that long tail. That's going to be a common problem here, but we have a simple knob to fix those tails to the K. So just keep in mind these tails are going to be happening. We're just going to be fixing them with the decay. It's real important we do that. So before. This is fixing the tail, fixing the decay, shaping the sound. That's nice. Hit randomize again. Got a different one, sounded nice. Hit it again. These little damping functions we can move to. Dispersion, collision, and then these right here are basically the different resonators getting randomized. We have the tuning here. You can even move the tuning down. Add more. Lots of possibilities. This is randomizing these here, so check it out as we hit, doing different things. Find that little sweet spot, find that perfect balance on the decay. Cool. So you see, really easy to make some sounds. We're going to do this from scratch now. So get everything downloaded. Once you have it downloaded, we're going to pop in the Reason rack. A lot of different things that we have to memorize and have to practice to get this down, but this is how we get started. So open up the rack. We're going to go to the browser over here. We're going to go to instruments, and first we're going to find the main instrument, which is MALSTROM synthesizer. It's a very old synth, about 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Still holding it down. It's going to load up a preset. So right click it and reset the device to initialize the patch so we can go to normal. We're going to need to do this. Now, once we have this, we're also going to be loading up a different instrument, which is objekt. So the whole point of this here, and what Infekt shows, is that we can send the signal of MALSTROM into objekt and create a new sound and randomize those awesome sounds and create lots of different combinations and variations. So that's why we're using objekt here today, but you don't always have to use it. So then what we're going to do is make sure that objekt and MALSTROM are together. So we're going to hit combine. We're going to combine MALSTROM. So right click it, hit combine, puts it in a combinator. Then we get objekt. We're going to drag it underneath MALSTROM. You see, we could drag it here or here. We want it to kind of be in this box. So I'm going to drag it right there. But then we have to check something. So we're going to flip this rack. We can actually see the back of the rack. And this is some audio engineering going on. This is signal flow, lots of different routing. We can manually route our synthesizers here. So this is where it gets pretty confusing. Luckily, I went to audio engineering school, so I understand this and I can relay this back to you easily. But what's happened here is once we dragged in objekt, it automatically wired and routed it. We don't want that. So we're going to delete this device and we're going to re-add it. Go back to instruments, and this time we're going to hold shift while dragging objekt. If we hold shift and drag it in the same place and we flip the rack, you'll see it did not route anything. This is what we want here. And then what we want to do now is route this synthesizer to objekt, and then objekt will be routed to this combinator mixer. So we're going to have to open this up here, and this combinator mixer is the main output that we're going to be hearing. So we got to set everything up. First thing, remove these wires. Just drag one of them out. Done. Main output of MALSTROM is going. So grab the top one, drag it to the left one, and we're going in objekt. So we're getting MALSTROM, going out of MALSTROM, and going in objekt. And then now objekt, we're going to go from its output. So now we're leaving objekt, going out, and then going to the main master right here. So we're going to put it on 1. Everything gets automatically routed. So once again, MALSTROM's the start point. We're going in here, and then we're leaving here to go into the final output, which is what we hear. The combinator is combining them both so that they're both being controlled at the same time with our one MIDI note that we're going to be playing. So right now, if you see here, I have it record armed over here. I have this turned on up top so I can actually play. That's what it sounds like right now. We're going to have to initialize objekt too. So remember, we're going to right click these and reset them so they can go back to regular. We don't want to have a preset loaded. Right now it's mellow tone. We don't want that. We want init. This is what it's going to sound. It's going to be really low volume. So when you start turning things up, we're going to turn this all the way up. Objekt. And then we're going to add some simple post-processing. So basically, add 1 multiband dynamics. You can see here how loud we are without everything. -22. So we're just going to add some quick post-processing effects to make it loud so that when we're listening to it, it's not too quiet. Multiband dynamics, inputs are at 6. This is the default setting, 100% up. Saturator, go to 4 decibels drive, and then 50% on the dry and wet. It's just clean gain. Getting it a lot louder. Cool. Now from here, we need to know what to do with our actual sound. So first thing, we don't want to be using the exciter on objekt. So we got to remember, always turn the level down on the exciter impact. Turn the level down on the exciter noise. First off, make sure that's done. That's important. Then we can go to MALSTROM. Main things we're paying attention to here is the wavetable and oscillator A, put this on square. Riddim also uses square 4 a lot, but right now we're just using square. And then we're going to be using this LFO. This is what's going to make everything move, and this one's really important too. So we want to turn on sync so that the rate starts to sync up. Now it's on 1/4. We're going to move it to 1/4. This is the quarter note rhythm. It's not going to be doing anything until we turn the volume up all the way here. Then we can change the shape. Move this up and down, change the shape, and we kind of want to find this like hump shape right here. I'm going to find this shape. Has a slow attack. Now remember what I said earlier, that decay is going to be real big here. So we're going to turn down this decay to start controlling the sound. We can hit randomize. Hit randomize again. Now you can also turn it up here to 100. And then we're going to want to add some effects to make this a little bit louder. Best one is Scream 4 distortion. We're going to put it down here. We want to do the same thing that we've been doing, reset the device. We want to take control of it. Right now we're going to go on to tape, very clean. We're going to turn P1 up all the way and P2 down. That's all we got to do here. We can even turn up the master to 100 if you like. This is going to make it louder. And add distortion, very clean. Listen to before, after. This is much needed. We're going to need this. Then we can go ahead and keep randomizing, have some fun. Mess with the damping maybe. I like the lows, you know. Randomize again. I like it sounding all low. You can always change these if you wanted. Let's start making your own sounds. So many different combinations. You can change the randomize here to see how many you're going to be using, you know. Maybe you want to use them all. Maybe you want to use a little. You know what I'm saying? So many different sounds, just moving this up and down as well. So remember, move it to a spot, leave it, listen. Move it to another spot, leave it, listen. Move these around. Maybe turn these down. Remember, these long tails may happen, so always bring this decay down. Find a nice spot. It's going to be different every time. Cool, so let's find a sound that we like. And then we're going to add some nice reverb to it. I like these lower, grungier sounds. I like this one. Cool. Then you can add a hybrid reverb in convolution mode, short decay. You can use large gated snare, which is made for drums. We can start adding some reverb. This is nice big stereo reverb right here, 90%. You can even turn this up, 60. Now this is nice, all this wide reverb, but we still need like that mono signal too. So we're going to parallel process this. It's going to make it louder too, because we'll have two signals playing. So just hit Command G, group them. Open your chains with this little dot here. Duplicate your chain with Command D. Now you have two chains. Delete the hybrid reverb off the first chain. This will be empty, and you can call this dry. Click on this. We have our reverb. This one's wet. Now you can see your dry has nothing, wet has something. Now both of these are playing now at the same time. So this was what we were just hearing. Then we added the dry. This is good, but the wet version doesn't need like the lows to be playing. It'll be competing with the dry. We want that dry to be nice and clean, dominating the low frequencies. This wet doesn't need like all the muddy frequencies to play, so we'll cut it at like 175. Start cleaning up this chain to blend with just this chain. So before, after. Cleaning it up. Remember, we're going to add another sub, so we're not going to be necessarily using the sub in this. So we want everything to be clean. This is a quick reverb. So once again, this is making it louder and adding reverb. Off. On. Now, if you didn't want to add this, you can add different layers like I did over here. So the first two layers are two different. So I made one, and then I duplicated it, and then I basically randomized it, and then changed the wavetable to square 4 up here. Two different quick things I did to make the second layer. And then I made a wide layer. So this layer has the Yeoman and the Haas effect, making it really wide. So before, after. And then this one has reverb, so this is like a reverb layer. But you see I'm adding 4 layers to make it loud. Then I'm adding the effects on each. So this is another way to parallel process besides the way I just showed you. Usually when you work with layers like this, you can have nice control. It's easy to find something good. You can listen to that again. Cool. Also, keep in mind too that what you're hearing is the basses and the sub clipped together. So look at this, G-clip fun. This group has the mids, which is all those layers that I just showed you how to make, and the sub. So we group both of these together with a G-clip, and we turn it up a lot. So listen to what sounds nice, big, crunchy, but if you turn the G-clip off, not as big and crunchy. And then this sub, this is basically going to be moving with everything. So we got to make sure that the subs, LFO is moving, sidechain's pumping. This bass that I would have made would basically be going in this group. And all these mids are going to be low cut. So that the sub is clean, playing with the mids, and then we're going to clip them together. Add a little bit of multiband dynamics as well, which is just clean compression, very low amount on both. You know what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is how we get down. This is MALSTROM. This is sick. You're going to be using this a lot. I want you guys to know the rhythm function fun time. It's so cool to make these wet, wiggly sounds. There's going to be a lot more tutorials like this in the future. Go to dripment.com to book your lessons. You can also buy sample packs there, and full-length courses are coming soon. If you have any questions, hit me up in the DM on Instagram or on Discord. I got you guys. Have a good night. Stay fresh. Peace out. Later.